2018 wedding day has been removed from its position at King Charles's Gloucestershire residence in Highgrove. What does that tell you?
Look, I mean, removing a royal photo in royal life is sort of a declaration of war, I would say. You know, the royal family, they don't shout it, but they do freeze you out quite politely.
A wedding photo. Gone. Removed from the walls of Highgrove like it never existed. No announcement, no statement, no dramatic speech. Just a king who quietly took his son's wedding photo off the wall and said absolutely nothing. And we all knew this moment was coming, didn't we? You already know what I'm about to say, because you've been watching this train wreck for years, while the mainstream media kept telling you everything was fine. Here's the thing, though. In royal life, a removed photograph isn't a minor detail. Not even close. It's a verdict. The royal family doesn't do public drama. They don't tweet, they don't call press conferences. What they do is freeze you out, slowly, silently, and completely. And that's exactly what Charles just did to his own son. That's the brutal message. And it landed without a single word spoken. Now, before I get to what this really means, we need to talk about what's been buried underneath this story for years. Because this didn't come from nowhere. The Kensington files, those internal palace documents about staff bullying complaints during Meghan's time as a working royal, still haven't been fully released.
And she's been called by former staff, allegedly, the dictator in high heels. Archewell, her production company and charity, is a revolving door. They lost over 19 staff in the span of just a couple years. I mean, this woman is known for when she entered the palace. We have these things that are still, well, it's unreleased. It's the Kensington files, as they call them. I think they've even got a more official name that's escaped me, but it's about the bullying allegations that
over 19 staff members left Archewell in just a couple of years. 19 people. And every single one of them signed documents on their way out. The reason for all that silence? Well, you'll see. Because while those files stay buried, Meghan was in Australia running what looked a lot less like a humanitarian mission and a lot more like a cash operation. She reportedly hired image coaches before the trip, painfully aware that her reputation for being controlling and demanding kept following her everywhere she went.
Of both of them. But I did laugh at this, that Meghan has apparently undergone extensive image coaching. This was ahead of their recent Australia trip. Radar Online says that Meghan was painfully aware going into Australia that accusations about her being demanding, controlling or difficult had continued to follow her. And so because of that, there was some sort of level of planning behind the scenes to soften her image and eliminate anything that could feed the old diva Duchess narrative. Well, I don't think that training worked.
The plan was to soften everything. Be warm. Be humble. Just call me Meg, she told people. Just regular, ordinary Meg. And look, I need you to stay with me here, because this next part matters. While she was busy performing relatability, her team was reportedly running affiliate links to sell the outfit she wore to the Bondi Junction Memorial Site, where innocent people lost their lives in a terrorist attack.
Yes, affirmative. I mean, we all saw the way that she went to the Bondi terrorist site where the attack happened and then tried to sell her outfit through an affiliate website for cash. I mean, if that's not trash for cash, then I don't know what is. And I don't think that that's any good image building whatsoever. I mean, I don't...
A grief site? For cash? That's not an image problem. That's a character problem. Not an accident. Not a misunderstanding at all. I want to slow down for just a second here, because I want to be real with you. Not narrating, not performing, just honest. Something about this whole situation genuinely disturbs me at a deep level, and I think you feel it too. There's a father. A man who watched his son serve in Afghanistan twice, who watched that same 12-year-old boy walk behind his mother's coffin in front of the entire world. That father is now so finished with his son that he took the wedding photo off his private wall and erased the visual proof that Harry was ever truly welcome there. That's not politics. That's a broken family. And the people responsible for breaking it have never once been held accountable in any real way. But here's where it gets interesting. Charles didn't just remove the photo. He's been sending this message in layers for months.
Way that the king, even though I think he is heartbroken about the way that things have gone with his second son, I think now, because of all the drama and chaos that they've been causing, Meghan and Harry have been causing Charles, especially while he was battling with cancer, I think this is sort of endgame now. You know, when you see in his speeches, even just recently, he only ever references William.
In his recent speeches, in every public appearance, he references William and Catherine. Only William and Catherine. Not Harry. Not once. Because those are the people who showed up when it mattered most, who stood by him through cancer treatment, while Harry was thousands of miles away doing a paid speaking event at a real estate conference in Canada for a few $1,000s. Then flying to Melbourne for another one reportedly worth about $50,000.
Take a glimpse at the papers, see the success of his dad and Donald Trump just 2 weeks ago on this amazing state visit where his dad was pulling acrobatic gymnastics out of nowhere and doing what royals do best. And then you've got Harry, you know, who went and did a real estate conference in Canada for a couple $1,000, and then went and spoke in Melbourne at another conference for what's allegedly.
And in all those photos from those events, Harry's got this blank stare, empty, like a man who knows exactly what he lost and can't find his way back to it. And this is the part nobody talks about. Harry wasn't just raised to be royal, he was built for it from birth. Shaped and prepared for a specific life of duty and service and dignity. And then he walked away from all of it. Or he was led away, depending on how you read the situation. Tina Brown wrote in Palace Papers that Harry would have been impressed by a woman who could make a dinner reservation. That tells you everything about where he was mentally when Meghan entered his life, and how completely unprepared he was for what followed.
Gotten himself into. You know, Tina Brown once said in her Palace Papers book, Harry would have been impressed by a woman that could make a dinner reservation. And that's kind of the level that he was at when they met. You know, he was impressed by the way that Meghan had this sort of je ne sais quoi about her at the time. I can't even say that with a straight face, but she had something about her that was a bit more independent than the other women that he had dated. And I think he really fell into the trap there because
now she's reportedly considering reclaiming her princess title after the Oprah interview, after the Netflix series, after Spare, after everything. She's still trying to claw back royal status because without those titles, the brand collapses completely.
No, I just feel like she's a complete desperado at this point. I feel like there's nothing that she won't do to earn a living. She is so desperate for money. She will do absolutely anything. And I was also seeing, Samara, that she's apparently so desperate that she's considering reclaiming her short-lived title as a princess and wants that royal status restored. I mean, when her and the Spare were traipsing about Australia, they were obsessed with using the Duke and Duchess of Sussex everywhere because I feel like that to them gives them some sort of a status, even though I don't know why they've still got those titles.
She told Mindy Kaling to call her Meghan Sussex.
Really trashy ploy. And the fact that she wants to be called Princess Meghan again, well, you haven't earned that, Meghan. So just drop it. It's never going to be you.
No, and then remember she was in Australia. She said, just call me Meg. That was so, so she wants to be Meghan, you know, she be the Duchess. She wants to be Meghan Sussex, but in Australia, just call me Meg, please. Just you know, I'm such like the relatable woman, the everyday woman.
She was pushing that name hard. And then in Australia, she said, just call me Meg. Just everyday Meg. Regular woman. Nothing to see here. She said, actually, let me rephrase that. She didn't just say it once. She performed it across an entire international trip while simultaneously using Duke and Duchess of Sussex branding on everything in sight, because that royal connection is the only thing keeping any of this alive. And Charles knows it, William knows it, the whole palace knows it. And now the photo is off the wall at Highgrove. The Kensington files are still sealed. The full inquiry results are still buried. The staff that left Archewell are still silenced. And a king just told his son, without saying a single word, that this is endgame.
But unfortunately, that's their kind of own way of showing that they've got a little bit of power within this. I'm sure the royal family doesn't want to be reminded of the dark cloud of Harry and Meghan that has been sort of presiding over the last 5 years since Megxit.
So I need you to tell me in the comments right now, do you think Harry has any real path back to this family? Or has Charles permanently and quietly closed that door forever, and we just watched it happen in real time?